is August 5th, 2025. I'm Todd Dunn. Today I'm aboard my 1973 Allied Princess Seaquester because today is a boat maintenance day. We took the boat out yesterday for a sail. It was super hazy and there was smoke that's blown into the area from somewhere out west, and visibility was terrible, so we didn't shoot any video. However, we did discover a couple things when we came aboard. First, our solar vent had quit working. That's a pretty important thing on the boat. It really makes a big difference for keeping the air inside the boat fresh. So I came down today to measure it, find out what size it is. They come in either 3 or 4 inch. That's a 3 inch. So now I have to go get a new one and put it in. I have to decide if I'm going to pick one up locally. I think they have one up the hill at West Marine. I'll go see how much it costs. Or I can order one and have it to put in on Friday. Since we're not going to be able to use the boat tomorrow or Thursday because of doctor's appointments, Friday probably works. So anyway, that's one of the reasons I'm here. I think they want about $260, including sales tax, locally for one of those. But I'll find out, and I can order it for about $200 plus tax and shipping, so probably about $30 cheaper to order it. We'll find out. Anyway, there is one other thing that popped up, and I'll show you that in a second. The next problem we're having is here in the start panel for the engine. And that is that this switch, the preheat switch, wasn't working yesterday. I had to pull it out like this and short it across the back to start the engine on our way back in. I mean, I pushed it and nothing happened. So I'm going to take that out and test it. I'm probably just going to go buy a new one. They cost about 20 bucks, so just put a new one in. It's not a big deal. So that is the other problem today. Replace that switch. So I got to remove it, which is pretty easy. Just unscrew the nut that holds it in. Take it off, pop it out, and disconnect it. And I need a Phillips screwdriver to do that. Now this is a switch that I put in many years ago. I suspect it has finally just died. What I had to do was short it across the back here to start the engine yesterday. So yeah, so I'm gonna pop that out and see if I can, and test it and see if that switch is really bad. Well, I cleaned up the electrical contacts. These are ancient contacts. This is the wiring from when this panel was built in 1987. And Westerbeek built it. And they didn't use tinned wire, and the contacts are just copper. So they were a little cruddy, so I sanded them off so they're bare copper now. And that should solve some of the problem. Here where they were in contact with the switch, that's brass, that's in okay shape. But we'll get a new one, put it in, and hopefully that will solve the issue. I'll test it a few times just to make sure. But I think I tested the continuity of the switch. It's a momentary on switch. It seems to be working, although it may not be giving the world's best contact. This switch is at least 15 years old because I did replace it many years ago. And I can't find any kind of rating on it anywhere. As you can see, it says made in China, so I don't know, what its rating is. The one they have at the Chandlerly is a 15 amp switch, which, judging from the wire size, should be adequate. So I'm gonna go buy a new one. I'm also going to price the solar vent, see if they have it in stock. I may just buy it and put it in today, just eat the extra 20 bucks and say hell with it. But I'll put a new switch in, come back, and we'll test it and make sure that it works every time, because this was intermittent, and after I shorted it across there to close the circuit, it did work again. But yeah, it wasn't it took a couple pushes to get it to work. So I think this switch is shot, that the actual contacts inside have worn to the point that they're just not making good enough contact. And also, these connections were pretty dirty, and they may not have been much current flow through them. So I'm gonna, they're cleaned up now, and hopefully that will solve the problem. So anyway, time to run up and see if I can get a new switch and look at the price on a new solar vent. It's 1:30 now, and I'm back from shopping, and I got a new switch. Basically, it's a duplicate of what I had, but it comes with a waterproof rubber cap, which is going to protect it a little. So I'm going to install it, connect it, and then we'll test it and make sure it works. And before I leave, I'm going to test it 8 or 10 times just to make sure it works every time. So the installation is pretty easy. Comes through that hole, you put the screw on, attach the wires, and we're done. So, and then we put this panel back. So that's what's up. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. Got the switch in. I've tested it 10 times and it works. It's a little fussy with the rubber cap. You got to push it in just the right way, but I know how to do that now, so it shouldn't be a problem. Without the rubber cap, it works every time. So, but the rubber cap is nice to have. I can always take it off and just go back to the bare metal switch again, but it's not a big deal. But anyway, she works, and she starts the engine up reliably, which is what we want. Don't want to get out there and have it be fussy. I mean, it's not a big deal. I can get it to start, but anyway, that's where we are right now. That's done. Next step, look into installing that solar vent over there. Okay, now we're going to take a look at this solar vent. I think what I do is take out the 3 Phillips screws that are in the top, and then it should pull off. It's been about 15 years since I put that on, so I don't remember exactly how it went on, but let me try that. Yeah, I was right. Just undo those screws. Now we got to take 3 more out and pull that black mounting plate off. When that's off, I can lift the whole thing out, and then we can put the new one on. Well, I got it off and removed the old caulk. Now I just have to install the new mounting plate and put the new one in. The old thing is really simple. Somewhere in there is a battery, which is probably died. And this is the mounting plate. So I'm going to reassemble it so I don't lose any parts, and then we can get rid of it. Had to give up. You see that blue mask duct tape there? That covers up the hole for the vent. For some reason, Marinco Nicro, when they built the new vent, decided to make the hole requirement a little bit under an 1/8 inch bigger than the old existing hole for the old vent, which means I have to expand the diameter of that hole by about 1/8 of an inch. And I can't do it with hand tools in a reasonable amount of time, so I'm going to go get some power tools, come back later this evening when it's a little cooler, and try to get that thing done. It's 7:20 p.m. I am back on a boat, went home, had dinner, got the tools I need, and now I'm ready to open up the hole under here. Get this duct tape off. There it is. What I have is a couple of electric drills and batteries and a hole saw that I'm going to tape a piece of coarse sandpaper around. And we're just going to go around and around and make that hole bigger until this will fit in. It's very close now. It probably needs around a 1/16 of an inch off that hole. So I'm going to get that ready to go and start opening that hole up. Okay, here's my grinding setup. I've got a hole saw on my drill, and I've taped a piece of 80 grit sandpaper on the outside. This isn't going to take that long because basically this is a cord deck. So there's the top skin is about 1/4 inch thick. I just have to grind it back a little bit, and then the bottom skin is thinner. It's about 3/16. So I'll do the top from up here, and I'll go inside and do the bottom. And in between is balsa core, which is very easy to get rid of. And it's completely dry. No water has gotten in there. So anyway, I'm just gonna stick the drill in there and let the hole saw turn and grind that around. I'll go around 3 or 4 times, test the fitting, do it 3 or 4 more times until the fitting fits. It should take just a few minutes. Yeah, I finally got it in up there. It's got the insect screen and the trim ring on, and it's set hopefully to exhaust. So tomorrow when the sun comes out, it should start working. And hopefully we'll have a working solar vent. It does work. I made sure by putting it in the sun and turning it on. It's muggy and sticky on board the boat when I'm working on. My back hurts. I wrenched my back yesterday and it's not feeling too good today. You can see I'm all sweaty. So anyway, that's done. That was supposed to be like a 30-minute job because it was supposed to just drop in, screw it down. And then they said they made it easier to install by having it just screw into the deck cap. Well, it took 15 minutes to screw it into the deck cap because the further down you went, the harder it got to turn, until I finally, the last few turns were really pretty tough, but I managed. And so today we have hopefully fixed the engine starting issue that we were having yesterday. And it started 10 times without any issue, so I think I got it. And the new solar vent is in, so what a pain that was. But it's done. The problem was that when they decided to go with this new easy install method, they made the deck plate an 1/8 inch bigger in diameter than the old hole. Now that would be fine if you're drilling a new hole. You could just use the right hole saw and drill it. But if you're putting it in an existing hole, it's quite a pain to expand a 3 3/4 inch hole to 3 7/8 inches. It's it's not easy. I ended up basically taping a piece of coarse sandpaper onto a hole saw, putting it down in there and just going around and around the outside and gradually grinding the fiberglass back. I think I finally got it. Took a long time, but it's done and it's installed. So now I can finally go home for the evening and just kick back with something cold to drink to replenish all the sweat that came out of me working here on the boat. And I thought it would be cooler tonight, but the humidity has skyrocketed. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. It was a lot of fun and games, but it is done now. See you next time.